Hello to you all today. We're going to do something a little different. I got on the scales yesterday and I've put on about a stone in the last 2 years. And because I'm in my 50s, I've decided to take up running again. I've also decided to take up my Qigong and Tai Chi. And I will put a link to my playlist that I use in the show notes. But I'm aching, so I thought that I would record some self-healing that you can do for yourself after your exercise routine. And I'm just going to concentrate on hips down to feet. So health and safety, if you are going to take up exercise and you have got weak points, make sure you are wearing a support. I have a support here for my bad knee. And both of my ankles have been twisted numerous times because I used to play netball and I'm clumsy, so I've got supports on those as well. And not doing too much when you start, walk from one lamppost to the next and run 2 lampposts and then walk another lamppost, and make sure you do a warm up before you go and a warm down when you come back. So I just do a general rotating ankles, knees, hips, shoulders before I go out. And then when I come back, I do my Qigong or my Tai Chi routine. And now we're going to self-heal. So you can do this even if you're not attuned to Reiki. So what I want you to do is imagine that you have holes in the bottom of your feet. These are dantians. They are actually in the bridge of the foot. Chinese call it something really fancy like bubbling wellspring. I want you to imagine them opening. And I want you now to just reach down as far as you can and imagine you are drawing energy, chi, up from the earth all the way up the meridians in your legs, up to your Tai Chi pole or your chakra line, bringing it all the way up and out of the top of your head where it spills back down around you, and you can draw it up again. This is a good way to scan your body. Feel for any heavy issues, like here at my knee, the energy is a little bit more dull. Up your Tai Chi pole and out of the top of the head, spilling down around you like a beautiful fountain, beautiful white and green energy. This is what we do in Celtic Reiki. And again, but this time, when you get to your heart, imagine the energy splitting and traveling down your arms and out of the chakras, the dantians, in the palm of your hand. And see if you can feel a tingling, a warmth or a cold. Don't worry if you can't feel it, because intention is what makes this tick more than anything. I couldn't feel energy for about 8 years after my Reiki attunement, and then I started taking up Qigong and Tai Chi and I noticed it. Okay. So setting the intention, we're going to start at the hips. Now, pay attention to the creases, and I'm going to place my hands there and just ask for that replenishing Reiki to be sent into the pelvis, into the hip joints, into the muscles, holding them all together. Fresh blue and white or green and white chi, or ki, as Reiki. You'll hear me use a lot of Chinese words because I am trained in Tai Chi and Qigong. Sending that energy. If you need to say a mantra to yourself, you can work hands off as well as I do. Healing, freedom of movement, build up of muscles. You can move your hands around. You can put them on the back on your adrenals and rub them, especially in the winter, to get the urine flowing out of the kidney and down the adrenals into the bladder. And if you can't reach around, then just work from the front at the back, thinking about the back. Take in a deep breath and breathe out. Releasing any pent-up energy. But if you're doing this after your exercise, really you should have lost that pent-up energy. And you can draw a chokray in, chokray in, chokray in. And as a guide, you probably want to do about 4 minutes on each place. Thinking about the pelvis, thinking about the bones and the joints. Placing my hands over the crease of my thighs. And if you feel a blockage or something heavy and you just want to take things out, I don't really need to, but I'm just demonstrating for you literally like that. But if you take things out, you need to put things back. So remember, you've got this beautiful energy. You can visualize it splitting at your heart and going out, down your arms. But that fountain of energy that we drew up at the beginning is still working. This is your protection, your revitalization, etc., etc. Relax, relax. Don't forget the bottom of your thighs. And another thing you can do is you can gently massage them. Okay. And you can brush energy down and out into the earth. Down and out into the earth. So that pain down, out into the earth. But remember, you take anything out, you need to replace it with the positive energy chokray. To give you a little turbo boost. Chokray. Chokray. Healing, build up of muscle, elasticity. So I'm thinking about collagen. And you might feel the flow of energy, those of you who can feel it, stop. And that's your signal to move on and do something else. Still coming out of my hands, my pelvis. But I'm going to start moving down my thighs and I'm replenishing here. So you can do the gripping and the gentle massaging if you want, or you can just move down the thighs. Don't forget the underneath. This is what is hurting on me after my first run. So I'm going to be doing a lot of hip squats. I think they call them in Tai Chi. Horse stance. That is the movement you want. They call it horse stance. Imagine or feel or know that that energy is coming out to replenish my thighs. And now I'm just going to take anything out of the back of my knees that doesn't need to be there. If you scan, you remember I said it feels a bit heavy, this one. So I'm going to draw chakras into my knees. Chakra. And if you want a full body self-healing video, if you scroll right back to the beginning of the videos on my channel, first couple, you'll find a full body healing. Okay, placing my hands on. Now you might find that your hands become hot or cold. I personally can't feel the changes in temperature, but my clients can. I'm just concentrating on visualizing the knee joint, the kneecap, the fluid between the bones, all of the muscles holding it in place in the cartilage. I send the chakras into the back of my knees. Rejuvenation, strength, suppleness, healing. Now, a word of warning, if you are running on tarmac and hard surface, your joints are going to suffer. So try to run in parks, on soft ground. Sand is really good. You get a double workout on sand. I personally run to the big parks, excuse me, and then I run around the big parks because it's soft. So I've done 3 parks today. So I run to each one and then I run around each one. That's my old dog walk. That would have been about an hour's walk with the animals. About a half hour run. I didn't start off madly. Take a breath in and breathe out. Now let's brush some of this energy out from our calves. You're massaging them as well. You want to take it past your ankle joint and out of that arch of your foot, out of that dantian. And grip them as well. And if you find you can't bend down, maybe you can do it like this. Again, visualizing the bone, the sinew, the muscles holding it all in place. Patting. I'm going to grip my ankle. If you can get your hand, or I can't quite get it all the way around with it, if you can get it all the way around, you're actually touching all the meridians in your leg. Asking for strength, revitalization, healing, suppleness. Now I'm visualizing the flesh, inviting it to turn into muscle. I don't really need to lose weight, I just need to consolidate it into muscle. It doesn't matter how slow you're running. You know, you can do little steps like I did, just to make sure that you're not turning over on your ankle. And I do really recommend barefoot running shoes, because you run toe to heel and your toes aren't squished together. I cannot wear Nikes or anything like that now. I wear barefoot running shoes. And you get less injuries running toe heel, toe heel. Just replenishing that energy. I'm just going to move down now to the heel and the foot. And I'm still sending the Reiki out, but I'm going to just massage the foot, stretch the toes a little bit. Working hands off. And make sure you go to a chiropodist and you get your feet looked at. They've got to carry you a long, long way in your life. Think on average we're supposed to do about 10,000 steps a day. Okay? So when I had my dogs and I was doing 8 hours of gardening 5 days a week, I was averaging 10 to 15,000 steps a day. It's actually gone down for me to about 6,000. So I'm going to step up, literally. Get back to my 10,000. Walking or cycling. Cycling is great, but wear a crash helmet, because the cars come very close. Build up your confidence on quiet roads, but cycling is a great way to get your exercise in. And walking, but walk at a speed that makes you sweat. You need to get those endorphins flowing. Okay. Chakra. 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 Now make sure you're rotating, especially if you've got bad ankles like me. 8 times one way. I think I've done it a bit more. And then 8 times the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's do the other one. So again, that replenishing Reiki, a little massage. And sending that positive energy, replenishing energy back into the other leg. Like I said, you can do them both together. Replenishing the energy for freedom of movement, elasticity for strength, to turn any fatty tissue into muscle, in my case. If you need to lose weight, we ask it to be exercised away with ease. And this is not just going out and exercising, it's watching what you eat. The sugar turns to fat very quickly and easily. So I will now be drinking coffee without the marshmallows and without the sugar. And every time I think I'm going to go to the refrigerator and see what's in it, I'm just going to have a glass of water, because that will fill you up as well. You'll have to go to the toilet a little bit more, but you can look on it as a cleansing. Not having too much starch, so not loads of bread, not loads of pasta. Replacing cooked vegetables with fresh vegetables. Having brown rice and brown pasta instead of white rice and white pasta. And making sure you get enough protein. And if you're not eating meat, then you need to be eating the pulses, the lentils. Really take a look at your diet, especially for us people in the West. And I am a confirmed sugar junkie. So I'm going to be not buying any candy. And when I get a little bit of a sweet tooth, I just have a spoon of honey now. Gripping around those ankle meridians as well. Chokore. Chokore. Maybe this is a good video to use as well if you have a job where you're standing up all the time. Chokore. The end of a day. Come home, you have your shower, your bath, and maybe do a little bit of self-healing. Okay, here we go. Let's massage these feet. Ankles. And sending that healing into them. Now, if you do decide to look at the playlist, the Qigong playlist that I'm going to list in the back, you do not want to start with the top video, which is Tai Chi. You will want to start with a video called a Qigong warm-up, I think. Then you will want to do the Ba Duan Jin. That is the easiest one. 8 pieces of brocade. Really simple Tai Chi and Qigong. You do not need to buy any equipment. You can literally go out into your garden or stand in front of your potted plant and copy it. There are 3 on there. There is the Ba Duan Jin, which is the one I suggest you start with. Then when you've got a bit bored of that one, there is the Wu Chin Chi, which is called the 5 Animal Frolics, which is a little bit more advanced. There is also a stick Tai Chi, which is for advanced people, and there is the actual Tai Chi, but that is a little bit complicated. There might be a Qigong standing and breathing pose on there as well. And these particular exercises in the playlist are taught by the government to every single child. Okay, they have to get up at 6 o'clock from their boarding schools and go out and do this in the yard. Then the Chinese government teach it to everyone because it is preventative medicine. And it works on all of the pressure points and the muscles, etc. So some of those exercises look really simple and you think, what is this doing? But it is proven to be working all of the joints and the muscles that perhaps we don't always use. Right. Okay, so place your feet now on the ground, and I just want you to scan down. So you could do this in literally 10 minutes, but I've taken longer to do it. Okay. Now, even though we're finished, what I'm going to do is just draw energy up from the earth, up into my feet, my ankles, up my legs. And I'm going to put it into the lower dantian. I'm going to lift my arms up and I'm going to do it again. You can do this from heaven downwards too. So you're storing energy in your lower dantian, which is about 3 to 4 fingers width below your belly button. And a final time. Into the lower dantian. If you are female, you put your right hand below your left hand, and if you are male, you put your left hand below your right hand. Take 3 breaths in, knowing that you are storing the energy in your storing dantian. And then to finish, we just do our bow. Okay. So thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful and that you can use this either at the end of your long, tiring day standing up or after your exercise routine. See you next time.